Gary just looks at me and goes, I have a couple of ways we can open the show unless you have any ideas. I was like, I don't. Do you have any ideas? And he's like, well, we can either talk about skee ball groupies or Juneteenth. And I was like, oh, ski, gosh damn.
Welcome back to the country, Elle. I missed you. For a brief amount of time, I missed you. And then the cold open pops up and you said everything that I said in confidence, with confidence to the masses, which I actually do appreciate because I stand by those two things that I started the show with.
Oh, welcome to the Elle Duncan Show with Elle Duncan and Gary Streisky, who is really trying to force me with like, I've had 4 hours of sleep in like 3 days and he wants me to navigate a Juneteenth conversation.
No, I don't. I just said that
He said, I have some thoughts. I was like, these are not thoughts I want to hear.
No,
I just don't. I don't want to have to apologize to the entire Black community for what my co-host said.
Stop it. You didn't even allow me the opportunity to share my thoughts that I think everybody would agree with, because I know that it was made a federal holiday back in 2021. So it is still in the infancy of being officially, it took too long, recognized by all 50 states, okay? And yesterday I was trying to get some stuff done just at home, calling insurance company. And I had a question for my mortgage company, and my insurance company answered, but then I called my mortgage company and they're like, in observance of. So I'm like, everybody just needs to get on the same page, all right? So it's been 3 years that it's been official. It's enough time, but there should be a lead up throughout the week. Hey, just so you know, it's kind of a new one. We're going to be open a half day or we're going to be closed fully. And usually we live in the same town. If there's an official national holiday observed, trash gets pushed back a day.
Yeah.
Okay? Today, it didn't get pushed back.
It says plenty.
You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying, Elle, is I had some thoughts in that we all need to get on the same page. All right, we all need to unify together, okay?
Oh, wow.
To observe and all be on the damn same page, Elle. And with that, welcome back. See, that's not bad.
The great myth of unity. No, it's not bad. I thought you were going to go somewhere else because I just got back from France. I was in Cannes. I did that with a ponytail flip too. It was a lot. Mm-hmm. I get back from France. I was there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Cannes Lions, for those of you that don't know, is like this big festival / meeting of all of these like brands and sales and advertising. And they have all of these different panels and stuff like that. Like it's like spring break for like sales and advertising people, right?
They're like, we can have this can be a Zoom, or what do you think about going to the south of France?
Let's go to the south of France and just do it there.
This could be an email chain.
Can't have Magnum bottles of Cristal on Zoom, so let's do that. So we are in Cannes, and I was doing a panel with Rita Farrow, who is the president of Disney, Global Disney Sale and Advertising, big wig, amazing woman. Kiki Rice, basketball phenom from UCLA, and Juju Watkins, of course. Freshman of the year, National Freshman of the Year. She's amazing, of USC. So we're doing this panel, and there's like, business centers. You get to go to other things. Anyway, I had to come back so I could do this show and also Sports Center. And everyone's like, you're going to miss the best party. It's Wednesday night. Oh, it's club quarantine with D Nice. And it's going to be amazing. And honestly, sis, because they're trying to make me feel bad, it's the Juneteenth party.
That's crazy that you left. No.
And I looked at them and I said, well, what did y'all call this 3 years ago before y'all started celebrating Juneteenth? Because let's be real.
Unofficially observed.
Yeah, it's become a more recent thing. But no, France was super cool. I will tell you this though. I forget this every time I go. There's so much you don't have access to, of course, in other countries. Not only is France 6 hours ahead of here in the East Coast.
Regular wall plugs?
Yeah, exactly. I definitely struggled in that department.
Did you bring your own?
I did, but it like right away stopped working,
Still
like immediately. So
Still.
the hotel had to hook me up. And so there was at some point where I was like, oh, that's right. The NBA Finals are tonight. Now, I had a feeling that even though the Mavs did everything that they could, we talked about this, right? In the medical community, they call it the rally. Right before someone dies.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, it's called like the rally. Every cell inside of them gives one last burst of energy. And these people get incredible. They feel better. They get great strength. It's happened to a few people that I know. especially when my uncle was dying of cancer. And it's this thing that they prepare your families for, where you basically like, you get this, because all your cells are firing off. So like, right before you die, you feel great and you get real energized. And that's kind of what the Mavericks did at home. They took every ounce of energy that they had before they ultimately got one. And I knew that when this thing got to Boston, it was going to be over, right? What I did not see, though, was any aspect of this game because A, it wasn't on, and B, if it was on somewhere in France, it was on at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't going to be doing it. So I missed everything.
You were
Fill me in.
up in club quarantine, which by the name of that, I'd have been like, no thanks. Went there 4 years ago. Didn't really enjoy myself. So the Celtics, Elle, they've won Banner 18. We haven't talked about it. We haven't talked about it that much. They won it at Boston on the anniversary of their last one, 2008. June 17th, which happens to be the area code 617. So some people say maybe this was preordained. This was predestined. All right. So
script writers at work.
The script writers are already firing off too on next year with the Celtics talking about who's all coming back and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, you know what I'm saying, being 26 and 27. And speaking of revisionist history, Jason Tatum has stuck to similar scripts that we've all heard before, which we're going to get into in just a little bit. But I know you were probably more focused and dialed in since you were in France of Kylian Mbappe breaking his nose in the Euros and he's going to have to miss the group stage. What did the country feel about that? How were they reacting?
Everybody was too drunk to care.
Damn, that's crazy.
I was in the part of France that at the time was just filled with Americans.
Let me ask you this question.
People from the States partying.
What's a guy like me got to do to catch an invite like that? You know what I'm saying?
Just buy yourself a ticket and go to Cannes, France.
That's crazy. So I'm immediately,
so
I'm like immediately disqualified.
One of the things,
I don't like flying like that.
Can I disqualify something right now? Because even though I didn't see the game at all, certainly I saw the storylines afterwards. Are the Celtics on the precipice of a dynasty?
You got so mad at Stephen A. Smith for saying that at SportsCenter last week, right before you left.
I'm so sorry. Dynasty is 3. Dynasty is a step. I feel like it has been established that a dynasty is 3 championships in the course of 4 to 5 years. Right? It's very rare to win 3 in a row. It's like 3 within 4 to 5 years. That's a dynasty. South Carolina women's basketball just became a dynasty because they won their 3rd championship in 5 years. Like that is a dynasty. How are we even whispering dynasty for a team that won 1? So we didn't say that when the Bucks won a one-off.
I think that the pieces are in place and we're in place, and I think you probably.
But why did we just skip over number 2? Why are we already at dynasty?
Well,
we've just given them a 2nd championship. We're already moved on.
Yes.
To a 3rd. Well, no. What?
Okay. I think just like a journey of so many kilometers from stateside to France begins with the first mile or kilometer. Don't ask me the conversion. The first step to a dynasty, Elle, is getting the first. And then we don't start talking about dynasties till they win 2, Gary. But then
do this to the Warriors till they won 2.
But hold on. But then you look at the pieces that are in place and say, wait a minute, this has a chance to be that. And the Celtics have everything in place to be that, which is 2 young superstars, a veteran core coming back, a freaking Rain Man of a coach who, by the way, is 35 years young, and he'll be back implementing more pieces. And then president of basketball operations, Brad Stevens, clearly thriving in that role. So I don't think that you can necessarily discount the conversation. Obviously, nobody disagrees that they're not a dynasty until they win multiple.
We had the same conversation with the Nuggets. Like literally, they win last year, and it's the same exact. I'm just like we just take that same storyline, and we're like,
but they're
can this be a dynasty? And look what happened to the Nuggets.
Their dynastic window's still open if you win 3 in 4 or 5 years, right? They've won one in 2 years.
No one's saying you think that they're a dynasty now. A dynasty implies that you very quickly win a pair. And you've got 2-3 years to play with to win another, which makes you dynastic. You have to, at the very least, let the ticker tape settle down. Let it get swept away from championship 1.
It ain't even been thrown yet.
Talking about championship 3.
It ain't been thrown yet. Parade's tomorrow in Boston. It's going to be lit. Let's take the show remote, Elle. Me and you. Take the streets of Boston.
I've done a Boston parade, and I got to tell you, I wanted to strangle little kid.
We've done multiple.
That had the sign that's like, I'm only 12 years old, and I have 36 championships. I wanted to punch him in the face. Those stupid, obnoxious children's signs that are like, I was raised in a city with chips.
Hey, you can't fault the kid for where he was born, where his parents decided to.
Well, I can fault him for being smug.
You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this question. Okay, I'll take away the dynasty conversation. There's a handful of teams that might be knocking on the door of dynastic runs. The Nuggets being one of them. The Celtics being another one of them.
Yeah, potential.
Would you disagree?
No.
Because their window was still open.
Sure.
I'm not going to say it because they just lost the finals, but I'm like, the Mavericks could be on a dynastic run.
That's an interesting question there, right? Like, because I think that's the post-mortem now is like, oh, the Celtics ran through this thing. And by the way, I will defend the Celtics. I can't stand when people start doing this like...
64 wins in the regular season, 16 wins, 3 losses in the postseason. That's what I'm
saying. Exactly. I can't stand when people start doing this like, well, they didn't have to face Jalen.
Nah, you play who you play, man.
You play who you play. Injuries are a part of any championship. And in fact, every championship runs involves, yes, some incredible play, but also a little bit of luck on your side, in particular injury luck, right? The Celtics were incredibly healthy, and everybody else was not as healthy, despite Kristaps Porzingis being hurt, right? He was just an added luxury. So no, I'm not taking away from it. This is probably one of the most dominant teams we've ever seen en route to a championship. But now the postmortem is, did the Mavericks, is it over? Is Kyrie's window over? Was this, what would you do with this Mavericks team? And I would say, you guys, I get why some of this like Chicken Little stuff was happening around the Mavericks even last year. It was like, look what you did. Kyrie has a history of being unhappy. It's not working. This was a really big year for him and Luka in forging their relationship. I thought that the Mavericks overperformed. Despite who was involved, I thought that they did better than we probably projected at the beginning of the year. I don't know most people that had them in the NBA Finals. So the idea that they would lose to one of the most dominant runs that we've ever seen, and then immediately people are like, is it over? Is it done? Is the window closed? Seems asinine to me as well.
That's crazy. Luka's 25, Kyrie's 32, but in NBA standards, he's still in his prime. Probably some people would throw stones based off of the way you saw him or lack thereof of his performance in the NBA Finals.
But who also was getting a lot of that? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, right? Correct. It only takes 1 year to change that narrative.
And here you go. Jason Tatum now all-time leader in points, rebounds, assists in the postseason in Celtics playoff history. And think about the freaking players who have been in this organization. He didn't win the MVP, whatever. The only reason I would say nothing internally triggers me as like an alarming thing. They obviously need to add another piece or two. It's just what waits outside of them. The Timberwolves are not going to get any worse.
Sure.
The Nuggets are still a awesome freaking team.
Sure.
Who knows how the Clippers are going to look? And then you can never discount, I guess you can, a LeBron James led team, right? Let's just say
I love that you just like glossed over a team right now also that has Kevin Durant and Devin Booker on it. Isn't that crazy how we've gotten there where it's like we're not even mentioning the Suns?
Ain't nothing. I mean, the Suns got a starting 5 and that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. By the way, you should have never let Monty Williams go. Are you kidding me? Now this guy's just laughing his way to the freaking bank.
Yeah, we're going to get to that as well.
$85 million in guarantees for the rest of whatever.
We're going to get to that as well.
So I'm just saying, man, the West is just freaking stacked, man. Like, and who knows? If Ja Morant comes back next season and plays like he did, 2 seasons ago, maybe the Grizzlies are back in contention.
Sure.
Weren't they the 1 seed 2 years ago? Yeah, they were the 1 seed, and the Lakers beat them en route to the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, so I mean, the West is just so freaking scary.
And then, of course, in the East, you still have the Knicks, who, when healthy, I mean, they were the most injury-plagued team of the postseason. Like, they're a team that could certainly contend as well, although I don't think anybody would say that they're dynastic. But what a great year for them and having a bona fide superstar in Jalen Brunson. I don't know. I just feel like sometimes the stars align and everything comes together, and they did for me as well. Because I am what Stephen A is to the Cowboys is what I am to all Boston sports. I want no nice things for Boston. So the idea that I had to be on foreign soil
that's true.
And didn't have to witness that
for real
was a gift from the basketball gods.
But then
Thank
you have
for
to spend the first 15 minutes of your return talking about it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. Did you lose weight when you're in France? When I was there, you don't have any to lose. Let me just get that out there. But
did you see
when I was shut up?
Did you see how he did that?
Shut up. Because when I went to Paris last year as a B-Day trip, we ate like nothing because the food wasn't good. We came back, we weighed like 6 pounds less.
You think that French
I said what I said.
You think that French food's they're like literally renowned for how good their food is.
They're croissants.
Crazy,
croissants. and the sweet, what are the little sweet cookies? Why can't I think of them right now?
Oh, like macarons?
Macaroons. Boom. That's it. Un chocolat and croissants. That's it.
Wow. This dude said French food's not good. You're unreal. Let me tell you what.
It's not.
The thing is, this man said that, and then he came straight home from France, and he went to Chipotle.
That's a fact.
So do not listen to him when it comes to food judgment. He doesn't know what good food is.
No, people agree with me.
Has bad
people
food.
Agree with me.
France has fantastic food. The only reason that I didn't gain a ton of weight is because, honestly, I was just working so much I didn't really have time to eat. But I would have, and I would have torn up all those croissants. I would have gotten an award for it. Speaking of which, on the other side, we've got some awards that we're going to hand out. As we officially put a bow on the NBA season. It's the Dunkies.
Oh.
It's coming next on the Elle Duncan Show.
Speaking of good cuisine.
Yo, you better tell somebody that the Elle Duncan Show has new episodes every Monday and Thursday, wherever you get your podcasts. You can watch it on YouTube, and you can watch us, of course, on ESPN2 every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
It's all the hot button issues. And you know what? Before we went to break, I was insulted. And as a woman of culture yourself, I see that you have Japanese emboldened onto your shirt. You should know. I don't know. I think
is this real Japanese?
I don't think so.
Sonny and Cher's on the shirt.
I don't know.
Japanese.
You know what? It might not be. That might also be like some Star Wars.
This could just be wingdings.
Yeah, straight up. I have a good palate, Elle. Okay. You know what? Forget it. Next segment.
You do not.
I'm a man of culture.
You'll navigate. I know you call yourself kimchi poppy. Like you'll navigate Korean food, but the idea that you think French food is bad has eliminated you from that. You are eliminated from contention to win any award for best palate. But what you can do, the one thing you are capable of doing that is within your bandwidth, is handing out awards.
Yeah, I could do that.
So I'm going to let you be the Vanna White. You get to hold the donkey.
Whoa, this thing's got some weight to it.
It really is kind of heavy.
Golly, this thing's long too. Do not show this to Xander. Hey, speaking of awards, I've been tabbed. I don't know if I'm breaking news right now, but yours truly will be hosting the Humanitarian Awards out in LA July 10th.
Wow.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty.
Did you have to Google humanitarian when they asked you to host it?
I know what it means, Elle, but it just sounds like there are probably better options. But since I'll be out there for the ESPY Awards, see, I'm very well within my grasp to be in these circles.
I think you were perfectly fit to host the Humanitarian Awards.
Thank you.
Because me allowing you on this show is an act of charity every day.
Thank you.
You benefited from it greatly.
It's my one wish. Elle? Gary LeVox, close personal friend of mine. All right, let's hand out some donkeys.
Okay, let's hand out some donkeys for the NBA. And first we start with who the internet has dubbed the king of corny.
I ain't going to do it. Not doing it.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with being corny. I love dad jokes. I think it's great. Bring the cheese. I love all of that. Who cares? Like, it's all fun and games. Like, nobody cares. However, because as I just mentioned, I did not see the NBA Finals Game 5 because I was in Francois. Apparently, Jason Tatum in his thank you speech did a little bit of plagiarism. Okay. Let's listen.
Did it. We did it! Anything's possible. Anything's possible! What they gonna say now? What they gonna say now? What are they gonna say now? What are they gonna say now?
I hate y'all so much.
What? I refuse. I refuse to get on this Jason Tatum hater train to nowhere. Train into one of those invisible Looney Tune walls that looks like a cave tunnel but ends up being the side of a mountain. Because you know why? Nothing that he said was everything that he said was boilerplate stuff. We did it, and what they gonna say now? It ain't like that was just some,
something that he just
some incredibly written.
Yeah, he didn't say anything is possible.
Word.
Yes, he kind of said it in the same way.
Correct.
Let me also defend him. It is when you are put on the spot and expected to say something incredibly prophetic or smart, it can be very tough because it's I know they want me to be poignant right now and I don't. I was doing an interview when I was in France with this website, and they're asking me all of these shout out to the female quotient, and they're asking me all these questions just about what are times that you've benefited from great sisterhood and stuff like that. And I like pointed questions because when you open it up with a general question, which is how they ended, they're like, is there anything else that you would just like to say? Any final words to all women out there?
Oh, all
and
of them.
I
Every single
froze.
one.
I was like,
For real?
me,
Hey,
right?
You're really not.
I'm good at this usually.
You're not. Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah, I was like, invest in women because it'll pay dividends.
Well,
Women are it. Women are it. Women are.
Okay, LLCL. I mean, you can't spell LLC without L. You said invest. You said dividends. You were saying all that. Girl.
And I do this for a living, and I do this all the time. So I feel for some of these guys. Like, you get a microphone in front of me, and there's just like, encapsulate how you're feeling right now, and it's like,
let's
we shock the world.
Let's do this. Let's be Jason Tatum, and I am Lisa Salters.
Okay,
Jason Tatum, you just won banner 18 on home court. How do you feel?
Invest in women.
It'll pay dividends year over year. ROI, return on investment.
By the way, he should get an award, him and LMA, for the sneakiest pregnancy announcement. He's been dating R&B singer LMA for years. There's 3 pictures ever of them together. They don't talk about it. And then she just shows up at their celebration thing, and she is very clearly pregnant. So shout out to Jason Tate. That's what he should have said. I'm about to have this baby. All right, let's move on to our next award. And the next award for Best in Show goes to...
I'm going to put this down real quick so I can open up the script.
Anthony Edwards.
Oh, what?
I don't know what this award means. I guess it just means that he's the best. He wasn't the best in show because his team didn't.
Oh yeah, dude, super entertaining. He for sure got that dog in him.
He's very entertaining. So he is a showman. He is for sure, unequivocally, the showman of the NBA. Between his play, between his his thoughts at the pressers, he is. We'll give that to him.
Now that is a guy who, if and when he wins that Larry O, Lisa Salters needs to get that mic in front of that 100%. Man's face.
It's going to be a Richard Sherman. It's going to be a Richard Sherman one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be Richard Sherman.
That's going to be.
I can't wait. All right, for our next award, this is the Hall of Fame
this is crazy.
Grab Bag Award, and I think this basically means one of those people that gets paid to just keep failing down. You just keep failing up.
I want to fail so bad at this, only in this context. I want to why not me? God, I see what you're doing out there for the homies.
And that homie is Monty Williams.
To no fault of his own, man.
Just fired from the Detroit Pistons. This is, of course, after he was with the Phoenix Suns last year. He was fired from the Suns. He said at the time, I'm going to take some time. Yeah. I don't want to jump into another head coaching job. I want to take some time. I'm making hella money. Buku bucks.
You know why? $25 million buyout from Phoenix.
Correct.
You ain't got to do nothing.
Let me just disappear for a little bit. Then here comes Detroit. Yeah. Apparently they made him an offer he could not refuse. He takes it. They refuse to win any games.
Yeah.
They fire him. And now this man, if you include Phoenix and his buyout from Detroit, will make $100 million for 1 year of work. You are the Bobby Bonilla of head coaches. And Monty Williams, you're a star.
That is timely reference, Elle, because Bobby Bonilla Day is in 11 days, July 1st, where Bobby Bonilla gets $1.6 million a year. Yeah, he's making him jealous. Yeah. That is insane. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
$100 million you're getting for the rest of whenever. You getting back into the workforce.
You know it.
No, somebody else needs these jobs, man. I'm good.
And honestly, unfortunately, how it's been going for Monty Williams, that might be the closest thing to a Larry O.B. that he actually gets.
Monty, I want you to have this, brother.
Speaking of which,
it won't cost you.
And I think it's very clear how this is going to go. The Banner 18 award clearly and obviously goes to the Lakers.
It was right under our noses this whole time. Well, ever since December, when they rose that banner to the rafters.
And that banner, of course, is the Lakers hanging an in-season tournament banner. Yes, they put a banner up for winning the in-season tournament. Mm-hmm. The Lakers did. Mm-hmm. So technically, Celtics, you were not the first to reach banner 18. It was, in fact, the Lakers.
That's true.
It's been a tough year for the Lakers brand, man. Between getting pump faked by Dan Hurley to having to hang an in-season tournament banner. There it is.
Oh, God.
The in-season champions.
Well, at least what they said they were going to do, they're leaving space to the left and the right of the trophy because they're not going to do an individual banner every time. They're just going to put the years.
Yeah,
sort of like a Letterman jacket.
Didn't they try to sell us on it was the first one, so they felt like it was important to commemorate the first in-season tournament.
Yeah, there's a lot of blank space on that banner, so maybe they're anticipating some more of those dates. But Yeah, not a Lakers move.
It's not great. And finally, the Best Smile Donkey Award goes to Derek White, who left it all out there on the table and got his face busted open in Game 5.
Chip
and,
for a chip, baby.
Looks like a hockey player right now.
Chip for a chip.
I'll lose all my teeth for a championship.
I got to imagine that the insurance, that dental insurance in the NBA is pretty dang good.
Yo, if you're Derek White, do you take the opportunity to just go? Not that I don't really remember what Derek White's like smile looks like before he chipped his tooth. I'm sure he has a really nice smile. But do you take this opportunity and like upgrade the whole look and get you some veneers? Like, do you?
I mean, you probably don't got a choice.
Right. You're like, I need them all to match.
You know what I'm saying? You probably don't got a choice. And if he's gonna be under the gun, you might as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just show up with a mouthful of veneers
and be looking good.
You think so?
That.
You think so? Because I got to tell you, sometimes people show back up with a mouthful of veneers, and it's just not. It's very off-putting.
For real?
It is. They're too white. They're too big. Looks like if Mr. Ed bleached his teeth.
What about me? I got veneers.
See, yours are good looking though. Like really? Yours.
Well, this was a baseball accident.
I was gonna say, and it feels like you've had those for a long time.
Yeah, I have.
If you're already a public figure and people already are familiar with what your teeth look like, and all of a sudden you show up,
well, I mean, Aaron Judge,
your teeth are inches bigger.
Aaron Judge got rid of the gap,
which is sad.
That was straight.
I liked the gap. I thought it was a great look.
So you want to keep it organic.
Yeah. Or I just want you to like make them look a little bit more natural.
Like not Hollywood.
Chiclets in your mouth don't look natural.
Don't go to Turkey for that. Don't go to Turkey for it, Derek.
On the other side, in case you missed it, stick around. We back on the Elle Duncan Show. In case you missed it, I love that I'm the one saying, in case you missed it, I have been in France. I have missed everything, but I did.
Oh, you've been in France? I haven't heard. No, for real? That was crazy.
Mentioning it.
Wow.
I know that when I was in France.
Were they rioting?
People say that.
Were they rioting?
What? No.
France leads the world.
I know.
Riots.
This is Cannes. They were rioting in the streets trying to get donuts at the end of the night because they were drunk and wanted donuts.
Saying, sometimes people take it to areas like that. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was it was just like I said, spring break for people with a business card. All right. So one of the things that was a super bummer for me, I mean, obviously we talked about injuries earlier in the show, and I saw this one. I saw the video online. Cameron Brink goes down. Of course, I'm talking about the LA Sparks rookie, Cameron Brink, also supermodel Cameron Brink.
Sure.
And you see her go down in their game, and right away it didn't look good, right? Because she couldn't get up. The knee sort of buckles, if you will, non-contact injury. And then right away she's crying, and she had to literally be carried off of the floor. And we got the news yesterday officially that it is an ACL tear. And you hate it for Cam because she was just having such a good rookie year. You see the numbers on the screen if you're listening. She was averaging over 8 points, over 5 rebounds, and over 2.5 blocks for the Sparks per game. But she's just been such a bright spot for this rookie class. Definitely had some rookie odds to win Rookie of the Year, and was really the face of the LA Sparks, a very young LA Sparks team who's trying to figure it out and turn their franchise around. And so you hate when things like this happen. And she talked about it. Also, apart from just the W season, she was supposed to play for the Olympics. She was going to represent America in the 3-on-3 competition. So she posted to Instagram, just heartbreaking, and never think it's going to happen to you, but it did. And I'll come back stronger and better. But best wishes to Cam Brink, because man, that sucks.
Yeah. Number 2 overall pick. The Sparks aren't this year what they have been in years past, right? They've won 4 games. They've lost double digits, 10, 11 games this season. But with all of the buzz around this rookie class, we sort of we have it covered coast to coast, with the Liberty out east and the Seattle Storm and the Sparks and obviously the Aces out west. I mean, this was a coast to coast rookie class worth paying attention to. So obviously when your number 2 overall pick goes down, not good. If you read her Instagram post without knowing what she actually did or what happened during the game, you might have thought she was like retiring from basketball. Did you read it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was like, I'm not making fun of it or making light of it. Where did it go? It's down here somewhere. But she was like, I'm going to miss the game. The game has meant so much to me. Like, it's not all I am. I'm so much more than basketball. by the way, I'll be back. I was like, damn, girl, I thought you were retiring.
No,
I thought you were retiring or something.
ACL tears take a very long time to come back from knee injuries. Right? She's young.
Without a history of that. So you got to imagine the rehab is going to be quicker. I always say youth is wasted on the young, but we're serious in that regard because young people, man, y'all can regenerate like nobody's business. So I wouldn't be surprised if, sooner rather than later, we saw her resume basketball activity.
Yeah, she's going to be great. She's going to have a great career. This is going to, help her down the road. She's going to come back stronger. She's great, but it just sucks. The good news is, and maybe the reason that it's like, oh man, it sucks is you look at someone like Chelsea Gray, who did make her debut, arguably the best point guard in the world for the Aces. They have been middling at 6-6.
Yeah, they lost a lot of games.
They lost a lot of games. They've lost already as many games this year as they lost all of last year.
Crazy.
Not even halfway through the season.
6 games already.
And Chelsea Gray hurts her knee, and they still haven't really talked about what happened to Chelsea, but she hurts herself in Game 3 of the WNBA Finals last year. Missed the rest of the finals, didn't matter. The Aces still win. And she's been one of the sort of point of conversations surrounding how do you put her on an Olympic team when she hasn't played and isn't healthy. She makes her debut yesterday, quiet debut. She comes off the bench because she hasn't played in over 400 days. She has 8 point, 7 dimes, 4 rebounds, 2 blocks for the game. But helps immediately the Aces get back in the win column, something that they desperately needed. And they're, listen, they're going to have an opportunity to all play together, which is the benefit too, because most of them are on the Olympic team. It's Asia Wilson, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray, and Kelsey Plum. 4 of their starting 5 will play together on the Olympic team to help them round into form. I still think that this is an Aces team that you're going to find a really hard time beating in a series. You can beat them on any day, but beating them 3 out of 5 games, I don't know.
It's and it's a comparison only because it's so recent. But Chelsea Gray, even though the numbers in the box score don't jump out at you and blow you off the stat sheet, she is very much like a steadying force, the veteran presence that a Jrue Holiday just was for the Boston Celtics. In that,
He's a great leader.
Yeah, great leader.
WNBA Finals MVP.
The veteran, right, in that building, can take over a game if and when she's healthy and has to, like Jrue Holiday did in Game 2. But it's sort of like he's the assist before the assist. He gets everybody in position. And obviously from your point guard, you need somebody to steady the ship, get everybody's spacing correctly, get everybody in their right places. And that's what we just saw a Jrue Holiday do, not jump out at you in the box score, but do all the stuff that when you watch on tape, you're like, oh, we missed this.
Yeah. And now she's going to get to represent her country in France for the Olympics. And she's going to get
you ever been to France?
I have been to France.
Oh, for real? That's crazy.
Yeah.
How was the food?
It was fantastic.
No, it wasn't. You lying.
And she is going to get to have an opportunity to wear this at the
You're going to pop
Olympics.
Up the jeans picture?
We're going to pop up what Ralph Lauren just released.
Miss me with the jeans.
Olympic team
the
uniform.
Stone light wash jeans. I can't lie. These are fire. Okay.
That red, white,
that red, white, and blue is just muy magnificent. But Elle, I'm telling you right now, miss me with these jeans. Jeans are the worst clothing invention. Best clothing invention ever for the practicality. For when people were mining for gold in caves. They're too rugged. They're too sturdy. They're hot. They're not breathable. Jeans are the worst.
I kind of don't like jeans.
I hate jeans.
Yeah.
You know Randy Scott sleeps in jeans?
That's weird.
So weird, man.
When I was coming home from France, I went to France.
Oh, for real?
There was people, and I judged them. I'm like, this is a 10-hour flight. We're in the area
Stop
that has
it.
the lay flats. You're gonna get to sleep, and you're wearing jeans.
No.
Why would you wear jeans on a plane trip where you're gonna be sleeping and I just don't get it. Whenever I see someone trying to be cute in their jeans,
uncomfortable.
yeah.
When I see people in jeans, no disrespect for the jean wearing and loving community. Listen, I have a pair somewhere in my closet that oftentimes I break out for special occasions if and when I have to. But like jeans are the worst, Elle. Like if I walk into a home, somebody's home, and they're in jeans, I'm like, this isn't your home. You're a guest in your own home.
Yeah.
Why don't you relax a little bit? You know what I'm saying? They don't give. And I know four-way stretch technology is a thing now, but nah, can't do it, Elle.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I do the jeans that are like, they look like jeans, but they're really actually stretchy
the
material.
Four-way stretch, I'm telling you.
Like children jeans.
It's one of the best inventions, best modern inventions. But yeah, I like the fits. I do like the light washed look of these jeans. And if I can't lie, if I ever need to add a second pair of jeans, to my wardrobe, I would opt for something like this, something light, something calm, something you could roll up like homie on the left here, you know what I mean, and rock a little capri. You know?
Oh God, I can't stand that look. I can't stand that
real?
the young dudes do capris. I think capris look weird on girls too. I don't like them, but
really, I like.
You don't want to see your ankle. They look like high waters.
I think it's a little sexy to show a little ankle. You know what I'm saying?
Looks like you outgrew your pants, like from the movie Big, and you just didn't go get any new ones.
You know that a lot of your body temperature is circulated from the top of your head and the bottom of your body. So actually bringing a cool breeze to your ankle actually helps facilitate cooling of your entire body, Elle.
Yeah.
So maybe just think about it that way. I'm just saying.
You sound like someone's being very defensive because you've got a lot of high waters.
No, I'm just saying. Closet. No, I have a pair of jeans, Elle. That's it.
It doesn't surprise me that a man that drinks Malibu and pineapples also has a large amount of capri pants in his closet.
First of all, Tech 9 drinks Malibu and pineapple. All right, and that guy's cool as hell.
Speaking of the West Coast.
Hey, Tuckanita.
Last night I'm trying to sleep because I had just got back from France.
Oh, for real? You've been to France? That's crazy.
And my husband is like watching something in bed. And I'm like, what is that? And he was like, oh, Kendrick Lamar. He was like, he's having a pop-up concert in LA. And this is his 4th time in a row. Ultimately ended up being 5 times in a row that he did not like us. Because every time he would get to A minor, he would go back to the beginning of the song.
I know that line.
Here's the thing. For those of you that don't know,
this was a pop-up concert?
It was a pop-up concert.
He's got mad friends.
At the Forum. I mean, it's Kendrick Lamar, man. He's one of the greatest... poets/rappers of all time, and everybody showed up. We see James Harden here as well. I'm getting to a point. This is supposed to be a Juneteenth concert, you know, since we're celebrating that now. And
I got some thoughts on June.
We're kind of at a point where, you know, with Drake, where it's like he started out the show, you know, doing Euphoria, and then he ended the show by doing Not Like Us 5 times and taking aim at Drake again. And I'm like, here's my thing. Once you've already killed someone, do you really need to desecrate their corpse? Because it's like it's getting to a point where it's like, yo, you won, bruh. Mm-hmm. Like, uncle, you won. You buried him. Like, it's embarrassing to listen to Drake right now. Like, everybody said, unequivocally, yes, it is. Yeah, apparently.
Nah, I knew that for real.
Everybody says you won. You know, and like Drake's kind of like not saying anything else. He tried, he put up his best little fight with his couple little diss records, and it's like it's over. And now he just keeps kind of in celebration of Juneteenth trying to murder Drake again. I'm like, there's nothing left. There's no corpse. There's no pulse. Like, what's happening? He's a pulp.
Sometimes you got to make sure, you know, you just got to make sure you got to do the stick test. But I think because a scientist once told me that like once you're near your death experience. Every cell in your body fires up, Elle, right? And all of a sudden, you might be on your deathbed, but all of a sudden, you get like this jolt of these countless number of cells that bring you back. So you got to make sure, Elle, you got to make sure. No, I got to double down. And then I got to triple down just in case he's got real good cell coverage. You feel me? Like Verizon or something. And then I got to quadruple down. And then I got to, I don't know, the 5 down, he got a pentagonal down. You know what I'm saying? Like Pentagon. So K-Dot is he's just a good carpenter. All right, he goes back to finish the job is what I'm saying because of the cell situation.
No. That scientist was me, and that scientist was talking about before you die, you get a burst of energy. Once you're already dead, you're talking about reanimation. You're talking about a zombie.
Well,
Drake is not a zombie.
Well,
this dude's been dead. He died a couple months ago at Formula One, okay? That's where he deaded him. He ended him there, by dissing him to death. Like at this point, it's like kicking a puppy. There's nothing left.
Whoa. Damn, you went there?
Yeah, because that's where we're at. I'm going to start being like, this is sad.
All right. Hey, real quick question off topic. You ever been to France?
We're coming back. I want you to be like Paul Revere and just ride around and tell everybody, the Elle Duncan Show is coming. The Elle Duncan Show is coming.
You want people to work on their silversmith abilities?
No. Mondays and Thursdays, wherever you get your podcasts, also on YouTube, also on E2, ESPN 2 on Thursdays at 2 p.m. That's where some of you are watching us right now. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Here's the thing to know about me. When you become the face of a university because you may or may not bark incessantly like an all the time, you then have to answer for said university when they make really silly decisions, like what Georgia did yesterday, the University of Georgia.
What happened, Elle?
On National Mascot Day, and they posted this pic. And for those of you who are only listening, let me just describe this pic. It is taking place on a football
describe
field.
This pic.
There is Ugga, the actual live dog, real dog mascot, who we all know and love, Ugga. And he is in front of Harry Dog, who is the costumed mascot. Harry is behind Uga in a style that dogs might be in if those dogs were human and they were doing something in the style of a dog.
What do you mean? Oh.
I mean, it looks like Harry is hitting Uga from behind is what it looks like. He's on his knees. It is a horrible look. I don't know who saw this. Maybe it's just because I've got a sophomoric mind, but the instant I saw this picture, I was like, it looks like he's getting a ran on him.
Maybe because I'm 37 and matured, I didn't see that, but I'm glad that you're sharing your perspective with me, Elle.
Yeah.
But this is their battle cry. He got that dog in him.
It's not their battle cry to looks like he's trying to make Uga 11th. It looks like if you're watching Nat Geo and they're like, this is the two dogs in the wild. Oh, yeah. The male dog approaches the female dog.
Yeah.
And the male dog has mounted the female dog as they attempt to make little pups. That's what this looks like.
I'm going to ask you, 10.6 million views, okay? That's a lot at the time of this screenshot, which was 3 days ago. I got questions about 437 sickos who bookmarked this. Why do you want to come back to this picture? Huh? You wait until you get off of work? You sickos.
They're just trying to wait till they get off.
Oh.
And I feel like this is going to be a meme. Every time Georgia does something, every time they lose this season, every time anything happens, they're going to be like, they themselves.
That's so good. No, that's so good. Elle, that's so good. Elle, that was good. That was really good.
This is definitely a meme for you yourself.
That was really good. Although Georgia, going into next season is already the favorite to win it all. So the only thing that's standing in the way of Georgia effing themselves is themselves. Look at that.
Harry Dog getting after it. Okay, on the other side, we're going to wrap up the show with what did we learn today? And spoiler alert, guys, I went to France.
What?
All right, we're about to hightail it here on the Elle Duncan Show. We just want to wrap up for you, in case you missed any of this show, the things that we learned on this show.
Yes.
One of the things that I learned about this show is that Gary hates Juneteenth.
Oh, my God.
He thinks it's stupid.
Oh, my God.
He thinks it's an example of how ununified this country actually is. And
that part's true.
It would go away.
Oh, my God.
I also learned that.
No, you don't just get to hold on. Time out. You don't get to just proceed just in case somebody's tuning into ESPN right now. I said we all need to get on the same page with Juneteenth. This is a long time coming. Everybody needs to be using the same protocol. If we're closing, we're closing. Half the businesses can't be open. Half of them can't be closed. We need more. We need I'm arguing for more unity, more communication. Everybody get on the same page about Juneteenth. Yes.
We also learned that when you're traveling to exotic foreign lands, you look over and you're like, who the is eating Hardee's in Japan? It's Gary.
Okay.
He's the one that's doing that.
Why does Gary got to be in Japan? That's crazy, Elle. No, that's crazy, Elle. Pretty rich coming from somebody who I just found out has never even left the country. Okay.
That goes back to my final thought that I learned about myself. I learned that I am the person that casually weaves into every conversation. You know, when I was just in insert country, I don't like myself for that.
Damn, that's me. But I'm like, last time I was in New Haven, last time I was in East Hartford, I just stay local. You know what I'm saying? But you know what doesn't stay local? What I found out on this show, it was right before this show, Elle. I found out that there are groupies in every community, including the skee ball community. Competitive skee ball has groupies, Elle. That's crazy.
Nuts.
I did an axe throwing thing a couple of years ago, and there are axe throwing groupies. And I was like, this is probably where it stops.
Yeah.
Nope. Skee ball group.
Yeah. It keeps devolving from there. Yeah.
Some would say evolving. You know what I'm saying? That deal come later. You know what I'm saying?
You also learned something about our bodies and about cells.
Oh, they regenerate right before you're about to die. Right? It's just, there's just a surge of energy. Ah! And then
Why did you just go Hulk Hogan? I don't think your cells go Hulk Hogan.
Listen, brother, I didn't go Hulk Hogan, brother. If I wanted to go Hulk Hogan, this would be my Hulk Hogan, brother.
There might be a little Macho Man Randy Savage.
There's a touch of that in there.
But I did find that out from our resident scientist, Elle Duncan. She goes to France one time and all of a sudden comes back a scholar.
I'm Marie Curie. Wait, Marie, right? What's her name? Yeah. God, it's been a long time.
Marie Antoinette?
No,
cake?
The one that came up.
She got guillotined.
The one that made penicillin. Just stall while I Google it. Okay. Yeah, her name is Marie Curie, right?
Speaking of penicillin,
Marie Curie. Curie.
Hey, yo. You just went to France. You got to give a little bit of
By the way, I learned also earlier today that Gary doesn't know the difference between hello and goodbye because he literally walked in and saw me for the first time today and goes, au revoir. And so with that, thank you for watching the Elle Duncan Show in Bonjour.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Oh.